Welcome to All About St. Paul, where we feature videos about city services, programs, entertainment, and more.
He's Nick Nelson from the city's video production team.
And she's Liz Wagner from St. Paul Parks and Recreation.
Coming up on this week's show,
improved garbage collection is coming to St. Paul.
The city budget process is underway.
Discover nature minutes from downtown.
There's a safe after-school space for your child at your local recreation center.
And we ask you what you love about St. Paul.
We'll have all of that and a lot more just ahead on All About St. Paul.
Well, if you can hear those cicadas buzzing, that's because we're in the middle of nature here at the Bruce Vento Nature Sanctuary. These 27 acres just east of downtown were used as a rail yard and other industrial purposes for much of St. Paul's history, until a coalition of concerned neighbors worked with the city to purchase the land.
Restoration has been underway since 2004. The area is now a park, home to sandstone bluffs, wetlands, and excellent birdwatching opportunities.
The Nature Sanctuary is named for Bruce Vento, a former U.S. House member who was born in St. Paul and represented the 4th District in Congress. Vento was known as an environmental advocate and supported this reclamation project.
Restoration is still underway and we need your help. Stay tuned to find out more.
Meanwhile, here's what's happening in the city of St. Paul. The city budget process is now underway. Mayor Melvin Carter released his 2019 city budget proposal along with a public address held at Washington Technology Magnet School. The budget outlines the mayor's priorities for city spending, such as public safety, parks and recreation programming, and taking care of our streets. All of the things that a city does.
That proposal is now in the hands of the St. Paul City Council to evaluate and consider modifications. Your chance to weigh in will come up at a public hearing on December 5th at 6:30 p.m. at St. Paul City Hall. To learn more, go to stpaul.gov/council and click on Budget and Financial Planning. There you'll find links to a lot more information to help explain this large and complex process.
Another big project that is underway is the implementation of a whole new garbage collection process here in the city of St. Paul. I caught up with somebody who helps break it all down for us. I'm here today with Lisa Hebert. She's with St. Paul Public Works, and they are in the middle of a big project this summer, which is launching a new system of garbage pickup here in St. Paul. Lisa, why are we doing this?
Thanks, Nick. The city has been involved with transitioning our garbage service over to citywide garbage service for the past couple of years. And now we are in the full transition mode and implementation. People are right now starting to get their new city-owned garbage carts showing up at their properties. With the new citywide garbage services, one thing that residents will notice right away after October 1st is that they will have one garbage hauler coming up and down their street collecting their garbage on the same day. Right now, across the city, we have 11 licensed haulers who are collecting garbage pretty much every day of the week in some neighborhoods. So this will be a real nice way to have safer neighborhoods, less wear and tear in the streets, and pollution in our community.
So along with just your everyday garbage, what about some special services like large items?
Along with the basic service with the new program, everybody will be able to have bulky items, those kind of large, hard to get rid of items such as mattresses, tires, furniture, anything like that, as part of their garbage pickup service. Depending on your cart size, you can have 2 or 3 large bulky items picked up per year. And when you have them ready to go and you're ready to get rid of them, it's as easy as calling your hauler for a pickup.
So what can folks at home expect throughout the process?
Right now, we're in the process of rolling out the new citywide, city-owned garbage carts to everybody. They will be delivered to all residents in the next coming weeks. And what we're asking residents to do right now is when they get these carts, just tuck them aside, put them in a safe place, and not use them. Still keep using your current garbage carts. The last pickup week will be September 24th through the 28th. Once you've had that last pickup with your current hauler, then you can start using these new carts.
So if folks at home have more questions about the process, where can they go for information?
We know that people have a lot of questions, and there's a couple ways to get some great information about this transition and the new program. First, they can go to the city's website, stpaul.gov/garbage, or they can call the garbage information line at 651-266-6101.
Well, another new topic that has been on a lot of people's minds that you've been involved with is all of the new scooters and bikes that have been showing up on our streets. What can you tell us about that?
Right, we have some great ways to get around St. Paul now. City Council approved a pilot program, and now we have 2 scooter vendor companies that are offering scooters around town, and we also have dockless bikes now too.
So these are new. What do people need to know about using them the right way?
Right, these are new and a little bit different for people to use. Things that people need to know is, first and foremost, please do not ride them on the sidewalks. They're meant to be on the streets. They operate like a bike would, following all rules of the road. And again, pay close attention to pedestrians and vehicle traffic around you to be safe. The second thing is, when you're done with your ride, properly placing it on the public right of way. So that's the area between the street and the main part of the sidewalk where most people are walking. So kind of that boulevard area is where they should be properly placed when you're done.
Well, thanks, Lisa, for all the good information. As you heard, if you haven't gotten your new cart already, you will soon. If you need any more information, please contact us. Well, thanks to this new approach, soon we'll be noticing less garbage trucks rumbling through our neighborhoods. But you maybe start to see a few school buses.
Believe it or not, it's that time. And if you're looking for a safe space for your child after school, St. Paul Parks and Recreation has an option for you.
My name is Kiera. I'm a community recreation specialist for St. Paul Parks and Recreation. Rec Check is a program designed for young people to come to a space after school, express themselves artistically, receive academic help, and be able to build relationships with their peers as well as caring adults or youth workers.
My kids participate in Rec Check because Rec Check is a safe place that I feel safe with for my kid. If my kid doesn't show up and they know that they should be here, Rec Check will immediately give me a call.
They have the ability to participate in different art projects and programs. They also can do a lot of get up and play and movement in the gym or outside, as well as a cooking component where they sometimes create their own snacks, but we be sure that we feed them every day as well.
The staff here, they're impeccable. The people here at Rec Check are part of my support group. They help with supporting me, with supporting my kid through education, through arts and craft, through physical ed.
When the kids walk in the door, they're very excited. I think the kids get a sense of community. They get the opportunity to build with their team. We're all about teamwork here and working together.
My sons, when they come to Rec Check, they tell me all kinds of great things. It's a very lovable and family-oriented environment. I encourage you, if you're not in Rec Check, get into Rec Check.
Once again, we are here at the beautiful Bruce Vento Nature Sanctuary, just a few minutes east of downtown. Now, this former industrial site is still in the process of restoration, and you can help. Liz has more.
While the city acquired the land that makes up this park more than a decade ago, restoration of its natural features is ongoing. Caring community volunteers have always had a role here at Bruce Vento, and that continues with the city's Eco Stewards program. Here to tell us more is Trisha Worley, a volunteer coordinator with St. Paul Parks and Recreation. Trisha, what are the Bruce Vento Eco Stewards events?
Sure, the Bruce Vento Eco Stewards events are an opportunity for community members within St. Paul to come in and have a drop-in style volunteer event. So it's individuals or small groups that work with our skilled volunteers or our staff helping to restore the park.
What sort of work is involved, and do people need any special skills?
The work coming up this fall, we usually do a lot of planting, there's some good seed collecting, as well as we'd like to remove any invasive species that are in the park. There are no special skills that anyone needs, so since we have our staff, our skilled volunteers on site, they teach everyone. We also supply all the tools needed, so any loppers, any towels, any pan pruners, any gloves, we provide all of that. So just come on out and get ready to help us work.
What do the volunteers say they enjoy about the activity?
What we have heard is that they just really love exploring a new park, getting out, helping to restore it so that the whole community can really enjoy the park. There's a lot of dog walkers, bikers, and everything like that that come through the park. So they really love serving the community, getting out in nature, meeting new people, and helping serve their community.
Thanks, Tricia. So if you want to get some fresh air, exercise, and that good volunteer feeling, join the Eco Stewards here at Bruce Vento Nature Sanctuary. Back to you, Nick.
Human visitors aren't the only ones who enjoy the surroundings here at Bruce Vento. The Vento Sanctuary is home to a variety of bird species. Also here are bees, but don't worry, they're happy within their home called an apiary, which is located within the park. Behind me is where those bees live. I did a story about this a few years ago when the program started. Let's take a look. Everyone knows bees make honey, but did you know that bees and other pollinators impact 35% of the world's agriculture? It's true, and you may have heard that bee populations have been in trouble lately. Thankfully, more people are pitching in to do something about it, including the city of St. Paul, right here at the Bruce Vento Nature Sanctuary. The St. Paul Department of Parks and Recreation has partnered with the University of Minnesota's Distinguished Bee Lab to install an apiary or hive in this city park. Faith Krogstad is a parks education coordinator and a partner in this unique venture. Now Faith, we're going to take a look at those bees in just a minute, but first, tell us how this unique collaboration came about.
Well, I work for the Natural Resources team in Parks and Recreation, and we were approached by the mayor's office to find out how can we establish St. Paul as the first city to have a community apiary on parkland. And this also would help pollinators and help bees and provide a place for education for people to learn about bees and their importance in our ecosystem and in our food system.
So talk about why Parks got involved and some of the programming happening here.
This opportunity arose and we jumped on it because we wanted to get the word out about how people in our community could help bees. So this summer we had 4 bee education classes. So we had youth in bee suits, opening up the hives and really getting up and close and personal with those bees. And it's a great way, they're great ambassadors. It's a great way for them to learn about and understand the importance of bees.
Cool. Well, I can't wait any longer. I'm gonna go check out these bees. This must be the place. Let's go see what all the buzz is about. I'm here with Anna Heck, a member of the University of Minnesota's Bee Squad, to talk beekeeping and community engagement. Anna, tell us about the U of M's Bee Lab and the Bee Squad.
Yeah, the University of Minnesota Bee Lab's been around for over 100 years. We have some really great research coming out of the Bee Lab. I work with the University of Minnesota Bee Squad, and we're the extension or engagement part of the Bee Lab. We work with the public. We do a lot of mentoring classes for beekeepers, especially backyard beekeepers.
And what is your role in the project?
My role specifically with this project is to work with the people from the city of St. Paul in figuring out how we can have honeybees on parkland or public land, and how we can bring more people in to learn about bees and the importance of pollinators.
Talk to us about the importance of pollinators and what's been happening with their populations.
Yeah, so for honeybees, especially since around the year 2006, we've seen a sharp decline in colony populations. And so there's a lot of different factors affecting honeybees and why they're declining, and a lot of these factors relate to each other. But one of them is the varroa mite. There's a parasitic mite that's in every colony in the United States. Also, a lot of colonies don't have enough good nutrition from flowers. Bees need sources of clean and healthy pollen and nectar, and so we need more flowers, and we need flowers that don't have pesticide levels that affect the health of the colonies.
More flowers, that's something that folks at home can help out with.
Yeah, definitely. We always say the best thing to do for honeybees is to plant flowers.
And that brings the Bee Squad to places like the Bruce Vento Nature Sanctuary.
Yeah, so this apiary has been a really great way to talk to lots of people about what's going on with bees, the problems that they face, and what they can do in order to help bees be healthy.
Well, thanks, Anna, and the rest of the Bee Squad. Keep up the great work. Now, if you want to learn more about bees and how you can help, just check with the Bee Lab. Search Bee Lab or go to the address on your screen.
Bruce Vento Nature Sanctuary is an example of reclaiming urban lands for positive public use. Another example is Frogtown Farm and Park.
This community garden will be celebrating their annual Harvest Festival on Saturday, September 22nd. This next video was produced at a previous festival and examines our relationship with food.
Why is that a tradition?
It is, because we eat it at Thanksgiving and it's totally bad for you.
Food gatherings that revolve around family and bringing family together.
Yeah.
There's always, food is what brings us together.
Every fall, me and my friends get together. We go to like an apple orchard and we usually round up apples and we make apple pie, like rolls and all sorts of stuff. I think accessibility is a big one sometimes, as well as time management.
A lot of unhealthy food is really low price and healthier food is higher price.
Easy to eat things that aren't healthy for a lot of people. Sometimes access is an issue.
One, there's not a lot of access, a lot of smaller stores. And I think people want to grow their own food, and so there's not a lot of access to space for people to have a little garden.
Time.
Yeah, time. Like, I work pretty much around the clock, so it's hard for me to find time to actually like feed myself. And when I finally get to a point where I'm like starving, I don't feel like waiting, so I usually make bad decisions.
Accessibility, you know, like money and being able to like actually afford to buy better ingredients and better food to cook for your family if you got a bigger family.
Education and awareness. I don't think enough of our youth are educated on how easy it is to prepare and cook the food.
I think educating is a big one.
Some education on different ways to prepare food to make them more appealing to young people and stuff. Community events like this is one good way, and then a lot of people do community type meals. I think that's another good way to bring people together around a meal.
Yeah, so I feel like if there was more of these events in education with our youth, all the way up from 5 go to 18, I think we'd be a lot healthier society.
Your local community garden is a nice way to kind of get to know your neighbors as well as the produce, the diversity of produce they produce. So,
probably exposure, having an opportunity to be exposed to different foods than what they're used to, and having people explain to them ways that they might want to prepare those foods or even grow them themselves.
Community healing meal.
Yeah, community healing meal that we went to. They were, you could actually like get they are offering boxes, you know, like garden boxes that you could start to do your own gardening in your yard, and they'll kind of teach you how to do it, you know, to grow your own vegetables. And I think that is fabulous, and if more people knew about stuff like that, they would definitely, I think they would jump on it, you know, because little kids can do that. Kids can help in the garden, go pull them weeds, you know, seriously.
Don't you mean you do pull the weeds out?
Yeah, yeah.
Everything.
Well, I think we're in a very enviable position here at Frogtown Farm because that's part of our mission is to share knowledge. So we have actual knowledge share events where people come together, and they may come from different cultures, or they may be old people or young people, and coming from a lot of different perspectives. But coming together with the shared intention of learning something new or being able to share something they know. And so often when we do those kinds of events, people come away with something that they weren't aware of and that might benefit them, or are able to share something that they know that again helps them to feel good about, you know, sharing that knowledge.
The 2018 Frogtown Farm Harvest Festival happens on Saturday, September 22nd. Go to frogtownfarm.org for more on this unique community asset.
Well, I hate to admit it, Liz, but summer is starting to wind down, but there's still plenty of time to get out and enjoy our capital city.
One of the things you'll notice around St. Paul are examples of art in our public spaces. Take a look in this next video.
Public art is an asset to the community and the landscapes of the city of St. Paul. Public art provides many benefits. Art can be a landmark or an attraction. The Peanuts characters' statues attracted thousands of people to St. Paul each year. Public art can honor an event, a culture, a person, or a group of people, like the Czech Immigrant Memorial Gate, located at the North High Bridge Park, right next to that big green chair. This sculpture honors the Czech and Slavonic immigrants and their families that have lived and worked in the West End of St. Paul since the 1860s. It incorporates historic salvage materials, including a baptismal gate from the St. Stanislaus Skaska Catholic Church and granite curbstones and pavers from city streets. This piece illustrates several themes. The pylons from granite curbstones and pavers identify the space and the park, both as a gateway to the West End and a transition to a better life. The baptismal gate honors the role of the Church of St. Stanislaus Skaska in supporting the community. All of these statues and monuments have a story behind them, like the Girl on Dolphin and Goose and Boy on Turtle by Nick Lagarios, located at Leighton Park. Part of Nick Lagarios' Dreams of Our Children series illustrates a longing to live in harmony with nature. As the sculptor explained,
I wanted to create a work of art with a subject that would have universal appeal as well as be pleasing to the eye. We all have dreams as children, and at this tender age did not distinguish those dreams on the basis of race, gender, or economic status. Longing to fly, swim, or ride with creatures of this earth can be interpreted as a desire to live in harmony with nature. I feel we need to express these concepts as an example for our children and a reminder to ourselves.
The New York Eagle, created in 1890, is located at the Summit Overlook Park. Louis Saint-Gaudens carved the eagle from marble and later made a bronze casting. The sculpture originally adorned the New York Life building, which was demolished in 1967. Between 1967 and 1999, the sculpture became the property of each new building owner. In 1999, Public Art St. Paul secured the sculpture. Most St. Paul residents have driven by and seen the Soldiers and Sailors Monument at Summit Park, right across from the cathedral. But have you ever gone to the park to learn what it's all about? The artist John K. Daniels created this in honor of Josias R. King, the first Minnesotan to volunteer to fight for the Union in the Civil War. The Grand Army of the Republic commissioned this statue, which commemorates all of the brave soldiers of the war. Its cost was $9,000. King died on February 11, 1916, in St. Paul, 13 years after the dedication of the monument. A couple of well-known fountains in St. Paul are the Schiffman Fountain at Como Park In 1897, Dr. Rudolf Schiffman, one of the original members of the Park Board, traveled to Barcelona, Spain, where he first saw the original fountain. Delighted with the sculpture, he ordered a replica for St. Paul. Another popular fountain can be found at Rice Park, titled The Source. Alonzo Hauser created this statue, donated by the Women's Institute of St. Paul, to combine the city's historical past with the contemporary spirit of the day. Another real nice place to relax and enjoy some quiet time would be out at Lake Phalen at the Phalen Poetry Park. This piece of art is simply called Book Benches. However, it does have a dual purpose. Yep, sitting. Public art enhances public gardens and creates focal points in a landscape. Many public art pieces in St. Paul feature beautiful landscaping. The public art in St. Paul helps to preserve memories and history, tell stories, and signify that art is an important asset to the city and its landscapes and residents. There are 39 pieces of public art, and each piece has specific importance and purpose to St. Paul. For more information, go to stpaul.gov, type in public art, and there you will find a list of all the pieces of art and a map with all of their locations. We invite you to enjoy these pieces of public art that are found throughout the most livable city in America.
Fine art in our public spaces is just one of the things to love about our city.
For our final segment today, we went out on the streets to ask you what you love about St. Paul.
So what do I love about St. Paul? We have free stuff to do. For grandkids, we have free parks, we have the great zoo. We love St. Paul.
I like St. Paul. I like the diversity. I mean, I feel like it's a good blend of different people.
And it's actually starting to get more exciting, get more interesting down here with a lot of new restaurants and bars, and the State Stadium moving in here as well.
I love the fact that the farmers market here. I love the fact that they have the orchestra and the different, they got museums here.
It's actually a great place. It's a clean environment.
It's clean, it's friendly, it's easy to get to, and it's very accessible for families, so we like that best.
Yeah, we like the river. We go very often to walk nearby the river. That is good.
Parks, recreation, basically all the bike paths that we're able to go on.
I like about St. Paul how the people, they're nice and everything. They're willing to lend a helping hand to anybody. And that's what I love about St. Paul.
Well, I love St. Paul because it is beautiful, historic.
It's a great city, man. It's wonderful. The train is excellent. Gets you where you need to go on time whenever you need to get there.
But it seems very family friendly, which is awesome.
Cheapo Records. I really love Cheapo Records over on Snelling.
The walking. It's a small, big city. I love it.
The restaurants, oh my gosh, I get to go to a different restaurant every night, I feel like, and have something different, so I love that part of St. Paul.
I keep going on and on about St. Paul. It's wonderful, actually, man. It's a lovely city. I love living here, man.
Well, I love the Metro Lakes. There's a lot of them, especially the Phalen area, Keller area. It's all in the same area. And so it's always a good time.
Yeah, it's like a perfect combination of a little bit of nature and then right in the city, and it's just gorgeous. I've lived here my whole life and I love it here.
That's our show for now. Thanks for joining us.
As usual, you can find all of the city's videos online at youtube.com/stpaulgov.
See you next time.